Are you tuning in today because you're on your own journey of discovery in understanding these marketing principles? If so, I hope this can help. I've recently gone past the 50-day mark, and as I etch closer to 2 months at this, today I want to take a moment to share the progress that I'm making in 5 key areas of marketing that I believe are the most important for me. At least that's how I feel right now anyway. My hope today is that sharing these insights will help provide you a little bit of a spark when thinking about your own journey, and maybe even something that you have not thought about at all just yet. If you're finding it harder and harder to squeeze everything you need to do into your day, my 5-minute planning and continuous improvement tool may be exactly what you need. It's been designed to help you prioritize the things that are truly most important to you and to help you build a habit of creating positive momentum towards your goals. If this sounds interesting, just let me know and I'll shoot it straight through, no strings attached. Hello and welcome back to the From Zero to Marketing Hero podcast. My name's Paul Heron. I'm a life coach and entrepreneur, and I successfully made the leap from the uncertainty of not knowing how I was going to escape the corporate world through all the ups and downs of establishing a business, and now successfully out the other side with a thriving coaching business where I get the opportunity to help others reach their own goals. This podcast is all about me continuing to push my boundaries and step out of my comfort zone. Over the past 5 years, I've predominantly outsourced all my marketing, but I recently decided that this is the year that I'm going to take ownership and responsibility and figure this stuff out for myself. I've committed to creating, posting, uploading a podcast episode every single day to not only document my journey, but to give an insight into the highs and lows along the way and show how my coaching principles work in real life. So without any further ado, let's get into today's episode where I will share the top 5 things on my mind from a marketing perspective right now as I etch my way towards the 2-month mark of this journey. The first thing on my mind that I want to talk about is the understanding of not only who my ideal client is, but the specific problem and or challenge that they are needing immediate help trying to solve. And if you're following along, I only did an episode on this in the last few days, but it remains at the top of my mind. What I'm actually thinking about today is how I can find out the problems and challenges that are most pertinent to my ideal client. It's really difficult from the outside looking in, trying to understand the specific challenges that my potential clients are going through. Even though my ideal client is in many ways a previous version of me, it's hard to even think back to where I was 6 months, 2 years ago and be able to have clarity about what those problems were. It's hard to think far beyond the problems that I'm experiencing and facing right now. One thing that has been really beneficial for me over the last few weeks is to try and learn as much as I can from the clients that I am currently working with, particularly the ones that I think perfectly match that ideal client that I'm targeting. I've always been really curious in my coaching calls trying to help my clients make progress towards their goals, but it has been interesting taking a slightly different approach and really trying to think from a broader perspective what is going on and what are the patterns that are showing up on a regular basis that I can target my message at. And it's been really interesting because it's not always exactly what I think it would be. I think one pattern that I've noticed is that my mind is still going to solutions. I keep thinking things like they potentially are looking for structure, for boundaries, for this continuous improvement mindset that I've been talking about. But I was on a coaching call this morning and I was chatting to a client of mine that I've been working with for a while. And while some of these tools and strategies would be the perfect solution, what he really needed was to find a little bit of time in his day that he could allocate to himself. And I think this just highlights how I need to approach these questions. I need to think about the outcomes that my target audience is desperately seeking. And I think this is very much going to be a work in progress as I continue to move forward. But this is the first thing that I've got on my mind at the moment. The second puzzle piece that I have been constantly coming back to is the strategy or the marketing strategy that I want to develop and move towards implementing. And this is a 2-pronged approach, I guess. I have said many times that I have predominantly outsourced my marketing. And while that is the truth, I have purchased leads and continue to purchase leads through a pay-to-play service called bark.com. That remains the only system that I have in place that I can trust and rely on to regularly bring clients into my business. So I need to have and continue to have one eye on cultivating and maintaining that process, as well as implementing this new approach. Now, in regard to the new approach, it very much is a work in progress. I have been doing a little bit of study and research, and there are so many different elements and different ways that we could go about approaching marketing. At its core, though, I think what I've landed on and what I want to develop and explore further is just simply different ways of creating conversation. I've been testing out creating videos that genuinely provide value and hopefully provide the complete solution to small problems. I want as little resistance in the way for clients to download checklists or resources that I can put together to provide further value. And my plan is to use social media to create posts that are targeted towards these very specific challenges in the hope that I can create some conversation in the comments of those posts, and then provide a little bit more detail in the form of a download that I can send through with, as I say, little resistance. Simply just let me know where to send it and I will send it through. And my hope is that this will genuinely provide a solution to a very small problem. My hope is that that will give a little bit of an insight about how I operate and how I work. It will hopefully start to build a little bit of trust in who I am, and potentially will lead to a further conversation where I can potentially look to progress people into a sales call for my higher ticket one-on-one coaching program. So at this stage of my journey, that is the strategy that I want to try and work towards. Now, following on from that, the third thing that is on my mind is, should I be looking at running with a paid advertising approach or an organic approach? And I did an episode on this a little while ago. You can look that up. Maybe my thoughts or my thought process has changed a little bit since then. But just to quickly recap, the organic approach is much more of a time-intensive commitment. It's finding my ideal client online, finding the groups and the places that they're hanging out, and going in and providing a ton of value, answering questions, and trying to start conversations organically. And the paid approach would be possibly starting off organically, creating value-driven posts on social media, testing various different things and seeing what lands and seeing what starts to create a bit of a conversation. And once we identify something that works, we can start to share that exact same post with a wider audience through paid advertising. Now, I'm at the very early stages of just testing some of this stuff out. But my line of thinking at the moment is that I think to expedite the data collection and to start to get a greater feel about what's working, I think I will at least give the paid advertising a go and just see what happens, see what works. The fourth thing on my mind is the offer that I am wanting to create and work towards. Now, there's a few different elements to this, I guess. In the previous points in this conversation, I have mentioned providing value in posts, trying to start a conversation, providing downloadable checklists and the like. And in many ways, these are unique offers in their own way. But what I'm thinking about at the moment, when I'm thinking about my offer, is the core offer, the ultimate goal that I would like to start working towards promoting as an end goal for this marketing strategy. And there's many different forms that this could take. I could go the low ticket approach and try to sell a small short course or small group program. But my line of thinking at the moment is that I have a core one-on-one coaching offer that is currently working for me. And for now anyway, that is the place that I'm going to start. Now, my existing core offer is very much tailored to the individual circumstances of the individual client. And I think with one-on-one coaching, that will always remain the case. That is one of the benefits of working directly one-on-one, that we can create a unique approach that is specifically tailored to their individual unique challenges. However, from a marketing point of view, I do need to do some work to clarify and solidify what my offer is going to do to help my ideal client that I'm aiming my message at. And I think this is an element that does need a fair bit of work. I do like the way that Alex Hormozi describes creating an offer in terms of making it completely irresistible, particularly as we're starting out, loading it up with value and benefits and bonuses that make it almost impossible for the prospect to say no to. And I think that is the approach that I will take. It's actually the approach that I have always taken. I've always tried to provide a ton of value with my one-on-one coaching offer, but it has been very individually tailored to the individual circumstances of the person that I'm working with. And I think there's an opportunity here just to re-clarify a message around what this might mean on a slightly more general basis that I can start promoting out to the world. Now, the last thing that's on my mind, point number 5 today, is a little bit more personal, I think, and it's my personal brand. What is it that I want to be recognized as, and what do I want others out there to think when they think about me and the products and services that I've got on offer? And I think this is definitely something that can do with some work. Up to this point, I have been a generalist in many ways, and I have helped a wide variety of different types of people in different types of circumstances. And while that is fantastic, I think there's an opportunity here to narrow down and think about what it is that I want to be known as the expert in. What's the specific problem or challenge that I am the go-to person for others out there to recommend? And I think it's exciting to think about it this way. I'm not exactly sure what that will be, and I think it is directly linked with the offers that I'm putting out there, my strategy. I think all these components will come together, and hopefully in time, it will become a little bit more clearer what my specialty is, but it is something that I am actually thinking about consciously. So I might leave it there for today. I hope this helps. If you resonate with my comments and my thoughts here, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any feedback at all, or you have any suggestions that I should start thinking about, again, please reach out and let me know. I would love to hear from you. The best place to start a conversation is to head over to my website, paulheronlifecoaching.com. There's a couple of different ways you can reach out there, but start a conversation, because that's exactly what this is all about. If making the most of your time is something that's important to you, and if developing a cycle of continuous growth and improvement is something that you're interested in, my 5-minute daily planning tool might be exactly what you need to get you started. All you have to do is let me know. You can leave a comment below. You can send me a private message. However you want to reach out and make contact, just simply let me know and I will shoot it through, no strings attached. Finally, if you are enjoying the show, I would really appreciate you taking the time to hit that subscribe button. It really does make a difference in allowing the show to be shared with a wider audience. And until tomorrow, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye for now.